My name is Debi Austin, and I started smoking when I was 13. I started because I wanted to look older. I wanted to be cool. In 1963, when I started smoking, I don't remember ever seeing a place that said no smoking. Doctors smoked in hospitals, patients smoked in hospitals, nurses had cigarettes burning in the hospital part where the babies are. And if you had a quarter in 1963, you could buy a pack of cigarettes. The only thing they said was, who are these for? I'm smoking Camel non-filters. Who do you think they're for? Well, the little girl wouldn't smoke those. Here, honey, thank you. People always lie about their first cigarette. Oh, it was great. I fell in love with the taste. You know, your eyes cross, so you fill up your lungs as much as you can. And the next thing you know, you're dizzy. Threw up in the gutter and said, wow, should have taught me something. I think the addiction was so gradual. You start smoking after school so you can be cool with your friends. By the time you get to a pack a day, you're not going to give them up easily. I was smoking a pack a day before I got out of junior high school. This is an addiction. Everybody has a ceremony to smoking. From the time you get that pack in your hand, it starts. You pack your cigarettes, the way you open them, how we flip our ash, how we hold our cigarette. You have created a ceremony that takes you into a completely different space. This is part of why it's so difficult to quit. I'm sorry. When people want to argue about how hard it is to quit, I ask them how easy it would be to die knowing that you're going to be leaving the people that think you walk on water behind, and then they're going to go to school and they're going to find out that it was a preventable death. I had my first cancer before I was 21. When they tell you have cancer, you go stupid. And then panic sets in. He said, I'm sending you to a ear, nose, and throat specialist. I went in, takes a piece of gauze, wraps it around my tongue, sticks this little mirror over a candle, pokes it down my throat and says, well, you have cancer. After this surgery, they kind of wrap you up like a mummy. I'm completely disconnected. So trying to strike a match to light a cigarette, I'm quite sure my neighbors were entertained. I couldn't light it at my house because my mom is a non-smoker and so are my sisters. They just smelled it. I mean, the urge to smoke of all the things that you can give up. So then I take this big old hit off the cigarette and I just leaned against the wall. It truly was like the first cigarette all over again. I had this big yellow stain. I knew I had to go to the doctor. And he gets his little flashlight down and he picks out 4 or 5 flecks of tobacco out of the upper inch or 2 of my stoma and says, don't let me see this again. People would look at me with their cigarettes and it's like, ooh, if I ever get like that, I'd quit. Why do you have to wait till you get like this, fool? Do you think this is a lot of fun? To stick 14 inches of tubing in this little hole in your throat to vacuum out your lungs so you have enough breath to walk into the kitchen. They took, actually that's not true, I gave this to the tobacco industry. They didn't take it. I gave it to them. I gave it to them because I never questioned how much I was giving. I didn't get mad or angry about the tobacco industry until after the state of California called me to see if I would do a public service announcement. It was like, oh gee, let me see. Am I gonna stand up in front of an entire state and tell them that I'd lost my voice because I couldn't control my addiction? I don't think so. Until my niece was probably about yay big, maybe 3 or 4. She went in and drew a big black dot on her throat, so when her and I went out to dinner that night, we would look alike. That was when I sat down and realized how much I had sacrificed for the tobacco industry. That is when I decided, back at lunch we're gonna brawl. This will be a street fight. So I called the state of California back. I said, if you're still interested in me, tell me where to be. Being a tobacco educator is the one thing that you can give back. Literally help someone change their life. And I can't imagine anything that would be more enjoyable or more rewarding than that. It doesn't matter what I know about tobacco. I care about you making a decision based on education instead of desperation. That first cigarette is a desperate need to belong. That last cigarette is, oh my God, this is my life. This is me. I can't contribute to people's lives through art. However, what is the measure of a work of art? It's creating something that moves the most emotion for the most people that see it. This has allowed me to be an artist. Health-wise today, I have emphysema. I have stomach cancer. My doctor's pretty good to cut the pace mode. He's kept me alive this long. I told him I gotta talk to 1 million kids, so you gotta keep me patched up till I'm done. When you go out into the world and find your adventure, dance, choose life, be remembered for the content of your art and the choices you made. Do not be remembered for the consequences of the choices you made.